Live stream here for Dragon Ball Super Discussions, episode 62 and episode 63. We're going to have people rolling in here, and hopefully some of you guys are going to add your comments down the list. But spoilers here. Obviously in the title, you got spoilers there, and we're talking about episode 62 and episode 63, so you shouldn't really be surprised if you get anything here spoiled. But we know from stuff from Herms, stuff that was on DB/Z, and then Herms translated some of that stuff. We know that Dragon Ball Super episode 62 and 63 are going to involve the comeback, I guess, of a technique that was used in Dragon Ball, the Mafuba, or the Evil Containment Wave. And in theory, and from what's being presented, because Piccolo says, what we have right here, Piccolo, this one on screen you're seeing is from episode 63. This is, Piccolo says, you might be able to defeat them with the Mafuba. That's from episode 63. Episode 62 is where the idea of the technique, or relearning the technique, comes from. So I'm guessing that episode would kind of end off with that. I see we got a lot of people joining into the stream right now. Please lay your thoughts out on the technique. Do you think it's going to work on the immortal god Zamasu? Do you think this is going to work out? I know a lot of you guys are probably playing Xenoverse 2 today on your PlayStations because the beta, but I'm streaming. So I think it's kind of amazing that they are bringing this technique back. It's a little interesting, though, because I've talked about this before with Zamasu. And him being a Kai, he is a Kai now because of the Potara earrings. Is the technique actually something that's going to work on him? There might need to be some tweaking or altering to that. Because if now the chat's here, it wasn't even there for me before. Now I can actually see everyone. The technique, is supposed to be used on demons, but would Zamasu really qualify as a demon? I brought up the fact that he's a Kai because he has the earrings now. He is officially a Kai. He can use the time ring, as well as Goku Black being a Kai as well. Since they are evil, do they count as Makaioshins, and does a Makaiyoshin in turn count as a demon? Deborah was a demon. He was the Demon King, and many people claim that he was also a Makaiyoshin. So would this technique actually work on Zamasu? Are they going to bring up the fact that you have to be a demon, or are they maybe just going to glance over it? They bring the move back, and then kind of say, well, we brought it back, so let's just have it work, right? Or are they going to alter the attack? There's a lot of ways this could go, and quite frankly, we don't even know if this is going to work. So give me your thoughts right now in the chat, guys, about the attack. Do you think this attack's actually going to work out? This shouldn't be that long of a stream, but I did want to stream a little bit today. Do another one of these live discussions. I think they're kind of cool, but I don't think this one can last for that long. Someone asked, how big is my cunt? I don't think that really pertains to the discussion, unfortunately. How would fusion fare if it happens? Fusion's just not something that's going to work in this situation. The plan is that they are going to use the Evil Containment Wave. That's just what it seems to be. They said that, Piccolo says, you can try to learn the Mafuba. So what was interesting, though, in the episode 62, spoilers, which I don't have up on screen right now, but you can go check them out on Herms' Twitter or in my previous videos. If I remember correctly, what was interesting is that Piccolo and it's just like a brief summary. It's a little outline of the episode. It's not a big deal, right? Some things can change. Last time we had a bunch of episodes, it said that Zamasu switched bodies with Goku Black with the Dragon Balls, but it was actually the Super Dragon Balls, so there was little details missing from that. With the episode 62 stuff, it says Piccolo says, I know one way to defeat him, but ... Either it says but ... we have to go, we have to go learn it, or there's a problem because he's not a demon, something like that. I don't know. How are you? Shout out to Geekdom. Geekdom's not here, but he's a good guy, I guess. I'm doing all right, man. How OP will the fusion between Goku and Beerus be? Not strong enough to beat Zamasu, apparently. He's an immortal guy, and this is it just seems like it's the only way to defeat him. And it's something that I had never. I don't know about you guys, like just watching this series, we all thought like, oh, they're gonna fuse or they're gonna press the button. They're gonna press that button that Zeno has. And again, I apologize about the lighting here. I waited a little too long to stream today. I'm working on getting some good lamp up here. I got this one on the side here. It's terrible. It doesn't light up the room well. But with Zeno's button, a lot of people thought that might happen, and even I thought it might come down to that. And that still could work. It might happen still. But I don't think there's many people that thought the evil containment wave would ever come back, especially because it's such an old move from Dragon Ball. So it's kind of weird. And I mean, you know, back to the whole, you know, we're just talking about in general about this plan, right? I mean, even going back to Dragon Ball, what even classifies as a demon, if it works on demons, obviously. It's interesting because Demon King Piccolo, yes, was presented as a demon in Dragon Ball. Toriyama did not have the idea of the Saiyans and all these alien races back then. But still, what classifies as a demon in Dragon Ball? It's really interesting to think about because King Piccolo was still just Namekian. He wasn't necessarily a demon, right? It was just kind of a title. He had his minions and stuff. So it's definitely very interesting to look at it like that, I would say. But I think that it's not really something that's going to... I'm very curious how they're going to approach it. That's all I'm saying. Very, very curious of it. Someone says maybe Hit, but I don't think... It is interesting when Hit will return to the series, because I don't think he's done. Maybe when they do the Omniversal Tournament, Hit will be there. I think that would be a good idea. Maybe if you're evil enough, you can be classified as a demon. I think that might be the case here. If not, the fact that Zamasu and Goku Black are basically, you know, they are Kais. I think Makaoshin might as well classify as a demon as well. So, that could work. Again, going back to Deborah, we don't know if he was a Makaoshin, but we know he was a demon for sure. Having an evil soul, it could be it. It's a strange concept on what does classify as a demon. Because, again, Dragon Ball uses a lot of terms. The term like human, that goes over many different types of beings. Human, it goes against the humanoids, the the anthropomorphic animals are even classified as perhaps humans, basically. So, I don't really know. The last but, someone says... The last but was refrained from Tiberius want to interfere in the future. I don't really understand what you're talking about. Mufaba is a Mafuba is a sex position. I don't know why I messed that up so bad. I'm just gonna call it Evil Containment Wave, man. I can't see. Some of these comments aren't really making it easy for me to read. The Namekians aren't demons. It was a false restriction. Maybe it's just someone evil. Yeah, see, the whole demon thing, again, because in Dragon Ball, demon could just be classified as someone evil. Hell, the evil containment wave might have even worked on Frieza. It just could be a very loose title to various beings. It's just a really interesting topic to talk about. Let me ask you guys, do you guys think that this move is actually going to be what finishes it off? Because I don't think so at all. And I have my reasons for this. I definitely have my reasons for this. We know from, this is spoilers for 64 and 65. But if you're here, guys, you've probably seen those episode titles already. Episode 64 and 65. Spoiler alert, but you're probably already heard them. Episode 64 and 65 pretty much say Zamasu is going to merge in a fusion with somebody. Who that is, most likely Goku Black. I don't see who else it could be. It could be someone else. But if they're going to go all out with that fusion, because it looks like they're going to learn the evil containment wave in episode 63. So what happens? Do they use it on him and it fails? Or does he fuse and then they try to use it on him? Because that could be a whole nother story right there. Why the hell? My question is, why would he even need to fuse though? Zamasu's already heads and shoulders. He's way ahead of Goku and the rest of the gang, aside from obviously most likely Beerus and Whis. But from the current company that's in the future, he's much stronger than them. So I'm very confused on why they would need to fuse. But that's not really what this is about. So let's see what we got here in the chat. I don't think it'll finish them, but maybe it'll make them mortal. I don't see that making them mortal. It's a very different type of, it's an attack that seals someone away. It's not really something that necessarily injures or takes away power. It just seals them away. And imagine, even if they got trapped in, what if they could somehow break free of it? They might need to find some insanely powerful device to keep them in. Or they might need a very, very powered up version of the technique. It might not even be, it just might not be strong enough to use on them. It's quite possible, honestly. Even if they are demons. Zamasu is black, so they will be Zamasu times 2. It's interesting, if they do fuse with the Patara earrings, which, what else are they going to fuse with, right? They have Pataras on each ear. Are they going to look just like Zamasu, or are they actually going to take, I guess they would take a form of the two of them combined, Zamasu and Goku Black, because it is Goku's body. So, it's interesting to see. I think they're going to rewrite the attack. I think that's definitely a possibility. Either they're going to rewrite it, or they're just going to ignore the fact about the demons. But again, you could probably just say that Zamasu is a demon. He's a Makaioshin. He's very evil. It's all about your interpretation of the classification of a demon. So, would Zamasu fusing with black make him mortal? That's a good question, but I think no, because the fusion usually kind of takes a lot of dominant traits, and I think that the immortality would be obviously much more dominant than mortality, so he would probably still be immortal, I would imagine. But Makaioshin's never actually appeared. Well, regardless of the fact they never appeared and were stated to appear, they are still something that have existed and can exist. So it's not like, because they never appeared doesn't mean they never existed, because they have been talked about before, outside material and other such things. I think Zamasu and Goku Black are most certainly a variation, or in some case, a Makaioshin of some sort. Community Gamer says Mafuba Kamehameha. I don't know if they're going to combine the two attacks there, but that could be interesting to see. I don't know if that's exactly what's going to happen, though. Mafuba Flash. Okay, we got a bunch of attacks here. Do you think that Universe 7 Supreme Kai would use the Universe 7 time rings to go to the future and aid Goku? Do we know that there's time rings in every set of universes, or is it something that was only in 10? I don't really know that, because wasn't the whole thing about, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just going off of memory, wasn't the whole thing about Universe 10, it was a universe full of Kais, right? So, I think it was kind of something specific to that area. What about Goku dying at the hands of a Mafuba? Do you mean Goku Black or regular Goku? Because I don't think that he's going to use it on Goku Black. I think he's going to single out Zamasu and use it on him. Unless, of course, they don't use it until the fusion appears, then the fusion's going to be doing it. Have they talked about Makaioshin's in the series? I don't think it's something that's mentioned really in the core series. If I'm, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's only stuff that's in the Daizenshus and the guides, but a lot of people take that as official material, and some stuff from Daizenshus have, if I'm not wrong, been used before. But it's definitely it's really just it's amazing that we're getting the attack back. It's great that it is a returning thing from Dragon Ball. They're really looking back at old material here, and it's something that, again, I don't know if any of you guys even thought that the outcome would happen like this, because I certainly had no idea that they would ever bring this back. It's so long ago, and I never even thought of using that attack on them. It never had crossed my mind, and props to the writers at Toei or Toriyama, whoever's idea it was to bring the Mafuba back. Most likely, if it's something this major, it was a Toriyama idea, But props to whoever's idea it was to make a return of it. Very good backtracking to the source material and calling back to old stuff. Can Goku Black be a good guy? No, he's evil. He's Zamasu. He's evil. He's definitely evil for sure. There's absolutely no hesitation in his mind when he kills people. He's completely off the chain. Do I think the Omni King button will be used again? Probably not. I think that it will be used after they defeat Goku Black and Zamasu, I bet. That would probably be my guess of when they would use this attack. What happens if Zamasu fuses with Zeno? Unstoppable, but not possible either. Do I think the manga will have it as well? I think the manga will follow the Mafuba route to defeat Zamasu. I'm unclear of what else in between, because we've seen Totaro very recently has made very drastic changes from the manga counterpart. From the manga and the anime. If you compare the two, there's very drastic differences with Totaro's work. Before, it was very similar in a lot of aspects, but now it's a lot of detracting and a lot of differences, especially with the the Kaioken times 10 thing we had, and then Totaro did the Super Saiyan God in the hit fight, and now we have this whole stuff with Trunks training with the Z sword and all this other crap that was in the last chapter. So who knows what happens in the next one? But I do think that the Mafuba will still be used. Let's see what else we got here on the chat. A lot of stuff. Rhyme Style versus Expert Games. I don't see how that even relates to this. Who or what is Totaro? Totaro is the artist and the interpreter for the Dragon Ball Super manga. Interpreter as in there are outlines for the set of episodes. We don't know how many outlines there are per arc or how many outlines correspond with each episode, but there's an outline, and Toei Animation makes their interpretation, and Totaro makes his own as a sole being by himself. Maybe he has some assistants on hand, but from what I've gathered, it's kind of basically by himself. He was at New York Comic Con this weekend, but I couldn't make it. I wanted to ask him some questions, but I had some personal stuff, and I couldn't really make it there. So unfortunately, I missed that. Also, I guess Universe 2 was there, and I missed that as well. But it looks like that's probably about it, I think, for this. This is a very short discussion, guys. If you guys have any other theories or anything you want to add before I close this off, you have your opportunity to do so now. But I think we've said about much. I don't want to waste any more of your time. Some of you guys might have even stopped playing Xenoverse 2 for this, so I appreciate that if that was the case. But we'll see if we got any other things here. Isn't the person using Mafuba supposed to die? Please explain. I actually don't remember that little detail, but it's been a while since I've gone back to that spot of Dragon Ball. But I don't think that's the case, right? I don't think so. I could be wrong. It's a little bit rusty in the back of my head. I'm just off the cuff right now talking to you guys, so I'm not too sure about that one. But I don't really remember that being a thing. Let's see. Hey, Josh, just want to say your channel's awesome. Love your channel. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. But it looks like pretty much no one's got any other things to say about this, so I can end off the video here. And someone said that the Mafuba gives their life force, so there could be some trick to it. Oh, Roshi died from it. Oh, yeah. See, I told you, I'm rusty right now. I'm off the cuff. Also, I had, no sleep. But before I embarrass myself anymore on my knowledge or my memory on things, I should probably leave before it gets bad. So thanks for watching, guys. Share your thoughts in the chat or in the comment section if you're watching this after the fact, of course. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching this stream. And, of course, I'll catch you guys later.